Good afternoon. I'm Vice Forecaster JD Rapp with you in the Breaking Weather Center. We just had a tornado warning has been issued down here in Oklahoma. This is a tornado warning had just got issued just a few minutes ago. So we definitely want to take the storm very seriously and act to your tornado plan. So if this tornado warning goes into effect, so hold on a second. Let me read the text to you. This tornado warning goes into effect until 2:30 this afternoon. This is for Tulsa, north central Newton County, and north central Oklahoma to 2:30. At 1:45, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located southeast of Warren, to moving east around 40 miles per hour, folks. A hazardous tornado. So, flying debris be deadly who's caught out shelter. So, if you're in any of these communities, like south of caffeine, where you definitely need to be shaken, get centered and get covered immediately. You're under a tornado warning into about 2:30. So, look at radar, and yeah, goodness gracious, starting to get some really tight rotation. So, even you don't, even the storm doesn't drop a tornado, you're not going to see it. It could be rain wrap today. These are going to be low top super very seriously. I mean, like we've been having tornadoes the last couple days. We want to have to take these storms seriously. And I'll check in here with our tools that we use around here. Went out. I'll fix that just in a second. So hold on. Give me a minute. I'll fix that. Alright, so here's our tools that we do use here. Come back on. I'm very apologize. This thing ain't working right now. So we've been having some problems with our machine. Won't load. So let me shut the mic off for. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. My mic didn't work. Still got that. No colors are showing any kind of big rotation, but this storm could be producing a small tornado. So we definitely gotta take it very seriously. We have a tornado warning right now that goes in effect into around 2:30 this afternoon. So this is a radar indicated tornado. It definitely doesn't mean we have one on the ground yet. But it does show some signs of rotation. So hold on a second. Alright, back in. And you can see new storm over here. We'll check velocity on that. Looks very tight. A new storm trying to get us up going over here by Newton. So far we have no confirmed report of a tornado on the ground right now. So that is some fantastic news. Looking for hail today. That's could be a low frame we could have. Yeah, there could be some hail with the storm. We're going to have to watch that storm real closely. It's because it could produce some hail with it. And around 2:30, a tornado warning. If you're in South Central Caffeineville, you need to be taking cover. In the north part of that, you need to be taking cover. If you're in Lantham, you need to be taking cover. You're under a tornado. If you're in Warren area, you need to be taking cover. You're under a tornado warning until around 2:30 this afternoon. Back at animate things quickly, and it produces a quick. Alright, let's take these tracks off. We don't need them on right now. Some it looks like it could produce a tornado at any time. So we definitely got to take the storm seriously. Hold on. Alright, you just joined us about 2 o'clock. We have the tornado warning, almost 2 p.m. But this tornado warning. Alright, we have a damaging tornado right now down here in parts of Oklahoma. So we have another report of a confirmed report of a tornado. So we need to, from a weather spotter, has confirmed a tornado again. So we have a confirmed report of a tornado right now. So we're going to have to stay with this. Hold on just a second. Alright, we just got to stay on the air. We have a tornado on the ground, a damaging tornado again. So we'll back out, animate stuff again. We've been having one little supercell just formed with this. So now, so hold on just a second. Alright, I'm back. We still have that damaging tornado Tornado warning runs in effect into around 2:30. At 1:55, a confirmed tornado was located 5 miles southwest of Coffeyville and moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazardous. Damaging tornado again. Weather Spotters has confirmed a tornado 3 miles southeast of Warren and Mooney's at 1:45. So this is a particularly dangerous situation sometimes. So if you're in the path of this, you need to be prepared for a tornado on the ground right now. So we definitely need to be shaking shelter now. This is a tornado warning. It goes in effect at 2:30, and we'll check um, on the ground right now, on the ground, and definitely I'm gonna put in some new data just to see if we have any debris ball with that. But still, this storm did produce a tornado, and a weather spotter has confirmed a tornado. This is a damaging tornado now. It shows, so we definitely need to be watching for that. Hail looks like it went low at the time. This storm still looks like it could produce a tornado, so we definitely need to be shaking shelter. New little storm trying to get itself to going down there. We have to watch that. So this tornado wind goes in effect at 2:30 this afternoon. Now it's trying to recycle itself back up to the clouds again. So if you're in south of Coffeyville, you need to be taking your tornado precaution area right now. You're under a tornado warning into about 2:30. So all right, we're back on right now. Just looking at things. Yeah, that still looks like a tornado warning. That continues. We'll pull up our tools. Just see anything going with that. Still looks like showing signs of no debris ball with that. They're looking like up the north of Coffeyville. That's where I'm starting to see that rotation. Red next to green is very tight rotation. So you're in a tornado warning now. That goes in effect at 2:30 this afternoon. No confirmed report of a tornado on the ground. We just have that one report coming in of that tornado, damaging tornado with this text. I mean, we definitely need to be keeping an eye on that. I don't have no pictures or anything coming in, but I see on Spotter a text from a spotter. Actually, Weather Spot has confirmed a tornado 3 miles southeast of Warren. So yeah, that is very strong signs of rotation. So we definitely need to be keeping that, watching that storm and see what it does. So right now we have this damage and tornado text. We're gonna have to stay with things and keep you updated on it. Here's our little tracks. If you're traveling into Maitland area pretty soon, if it continues that track. Still watching these storms this afternoon. These are like low top supercells. Now, this is not going to be your long track tornado, but even one tornado can be bad today, and we need to be continuing to keep an eye on that. So, right now, just looking through the chat room here. The update from the SPC. 137 right now. Just looking at from the if I see any new updates, just continue to keep these couple tornado warnings in today. Our tornado threat is still less than 2%. The wind threat, and now we even have a small hail threat today too. So everything's on the table. So tornado warning continues for about another for a little longer. And once we get back to a radar indicated tornado we'll probably send things back since we've been with you for a little while. So this is the time. You need to put a baseball helmet, football helmet on the kids. Just make sure to protect yourself from flying debris. If anybody's trying to travel out here, you definitely don't want to be traveling right now in this tornado. Because we have a confirmed report from spotters of a tornado right now with the storm. So you definitely need to be getting centered and getting covered immediately right now and let the storm pass you. Right now, we're continuing to watch storms again. So let me go back to the main computer again. Check to see if we have any debris flying with this. Sometimes you don't really get a good estimate because things don't. This could be in a different area. Don't see anything jumping out. Seeing that right now. Still looks like that. Still showing that thing showing your red next to green still. That's what we still going to have to watch. It's red next to green always mean tight rotation. You're going to have to watch that storm trying to tide up. And that's something we're going to have to watch coming in right now. I got all the markers on today into my computer. So if I have any damage reports, they'll pop on. So if you just joined us at 2 o'clock this afternoon, almost 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a tornado warning that goes into effect at around 2:30. See circulation report, confirmed report of a tornado 3 miles southeast of Warren at 1:45. So this is a close call. Developed a tornado, and we have to watch this little storm west of the area because I'm getting kind of concerned if this one could produce another tornado too. Just looking at the sheared, we're going to have to watch that storm also. This is the one where we're on today is because we have this one sail. And this one little sail popped up, just like we did Florida the other day. And it just popped up, and this is why we're trying to stay with the warning and kind of tell you it's a damaging tornado a little bit. It's just a damaging tornado text. So you want to be in the safe spot right now. So we'll back out, switch things real quick. See, we still have the lines in place, so the text hasn't even updated quite yet. So once it updates and go back to radar indicated tornado, we'll see how it looks on radar right now since me looking at it. And it continues to put that thing in the same area. So tornado warning continues about almost 2:30. If the radar, it's a damaging tornado, that's what the text showed, but it was a radar indicated at first. So we would need to be keeping an eye on the storm. And this is why we're continuing to break in today and letting you know about it. So right now I'm going to pull up my little chat system again. It's kind of like I did the other day and see if we have any reports coming in yet. I'm going to look up my velocity from something else. And yeah, there's a little bit of a little hook down here, some red next to green. So this is just a tornado warning. I don't know if we'll have any more other ones. I looked at the SPC still in that marginal. No watches right now, so that's good news. So we need to be continue to watch that as things continue today. So today is Saturday. It's the time you get low top supercells that do to form, and this is one of them, but you have to be really careful on. These are very low top, and they can be rain wrapped at times. So up to the Norfolk Coffeyville again, starting to see rotation again with that storm, and trying to see. All right, the rotation has just dissipated, so now I'm down to 50 to 30. Let me check with the velocity and check for any hail developing, maybe west of Warren burned area, but not like we would normally see. The hail that we see in the springtime is bigger than that, so that's some good news. So we'll flip back to our velocity, and we still have a tornado warning that goes in effect into around 2:30. No confirmed report of a tornado on the. We still have that one report of that tornado today, and it's a spotter has spotted one. So this is the time you want to be in that basement, small exterior room, away from windows. A basement will be always the safest place. This is a tornado warning into 2:30. That here just in a second. So we'll continue to watch storms this afternoon. These little radar low top supercells have been going on since this afternoon hours. And so far we only had one tornado warning. That's always a good sign we only had one, but still, it's just, I don't know how much damage that it left. That's the thing. Because these storms are continuing to produce warnings. Alright, so we got a tornado warning goes in effect into almost 2:30. So far, it is a damaging tornado. So hold on a minute, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Well, looks like we have another tornado warning just got into the 245 for Kansas. This is another low top supercell. And let's take a look here. Both of these are still tornado warnings in place, but I like to read the one off, the new one for South Central Liberty County and South Central Kansas, South Central Montgomery County, South Central Kansas into around 245. At 2:11, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado with 6 miles southwest of Coffeyville, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. So what to expect? Tornado. So if you're in any of these communities listed here, I would still be in your tornado safe spot. Eldon, Angela area here, if you're in that area, if you're in Burnt area, you need to be taking cover. We still have this one tornado warning that goes in effect into about 2:30. this storm really could produce a tornado. It's about a damaging tornado. It's like a spotter has spotted one at 145, so you need to be in your tornado safe spot in a basement, bathroom, closet. Put many walls between you as possible in this tornado warning. This goes into effect into around 2:30 right now, so we definitely need to be taking these warnings itself to go in, but no big rotation with that storm, so we need to be aware of those storms. So right now, hold on just a second. I just gotta do a quick something. All right, we still got the two tornado warnings in place, and this goes into effect. This other tornado warning goes into effect into around 2:30. This storm's still been producing a tornado from spotters. Report of a tornado. So this one tornado warning will expire just in a little bit. Train spotter reported a tornado. So definitely, this storm here could produce a tornado. It's already produced one. Very tight rotation. Just Norfolk Coffee area. Down to below that, that's where the strongest sails are going to. We definitely need to be taking these storms very seriously today. That's because these storms are very strong, tight rotation. So this is a time you need to be taking cover in the path of these storms. So we'll be here for all afternoon passing along advisories. Still looks like if you're in the path of this, you need to be seeking some shelter now. Pulling up our tools again. Still shows you very strong check here with one of our tools just to see if we have any debris. We don't right now, so that's some good news on that one. And we have one new tornado warning just got on the desk, and this goes into effect into 2:45 today. So this is just a radar indicated tornado. Doesn't mean this one would produce a tornado also. Just checking for hail. We don't have it. Just checking for debris. Excuse me, we don't have it. But we need to be continuing to watch these storms today, because these storms could go into an environment today where each one of these are having more of a favorabilization of producing a tornado. So you're in Norfolk Coffeeville, if you're in Locklear area, you need to be seeking shelter now. This is a tornado warning, and it's a damaging tornado. It's moving northeast down 40 miles per hour. So this is kick-cocking at 40 miles per hour. So you're not going to have time to act with these storms as they continue. So please seek shelter, put a football helmet, and even a baseball helmet protect yourself from flying about these storms today. These storms could be an impact to us later. Because I've been tracked on here since 1. Let me change velocity back. Take the markers off. Take the warnings off just for a second. I've been on here since around, let's see, that's 12 o'clock. And you can see it started in later than that, since about, trying to figure out when our first warning got issued. It was like almost close to 1 o'clock. That's when we had our first warning out of here. So 106, and now we're almost at 207. We have a tornado warning that continues. One of these tornado warnings will be probably getting taken off the board before you know it. And we'll be probably watching the other one and see if it comes with damage and tornado. It runs through 245. This tornado warning right over here, and the one that could do some damage, it runs in effect into around almost 2:30. So we'll continue to keep you updated on this. Let me check velocity. Yeah, there's a decent couplet. And this one is producing a tornado, folks. If it isn't, it's going to produce some very strong winds. And this is the only thing about these tornadoes is going to see it coming. So you definitely just need to go to a basement, safe room, closet, whatever you go to. And mobile homes are not going to be safe right now in this type of weather. So please, evacuate them and go somewhere else right now. And flooding could become a concern too. We certainly get an inch of rain with some of these storms. So flash flood warnings could be going up too. So, like I said, tornado warning continues to about 245 over here. So far, I'm looking at each tool, and I'm just not seeing no indication. I don't even think we even had any hail with this one. So that's the good news. This one might just be a radar indicated tornado over here, but that doesn't mean the cell we're doing right now is going to pull up here, and that could produce that one tornado warning, that same parent supercell we're watching, and we definitely got to continue to keep that in mind. So right now, if you're still joining us from tablet or computer, whatever you have, we have a tornado warning that goes in effect into around 2:30. I know that we've been having tornadoes hit Florida and one hit Alabama the other night, but we still have to take these warnings very seriously because these storms could produce especially that first tornado warning we had a few minutes ago, is a damaging one by text. So we definitely got to take it seriously. And it doesn't matter if it's EF0, it's going to tear things up. A barn or shed or building, you need to be into the lowest floor. Put a baseball helmet on the kids, even a bike helmet. That would protect yourself from flying debris right now. So we definitely need to be keeping that in mind too. So noon, passing the visors around. Once these tornado warnings will go to radar indicated tornado, we would also continue to keep updating and send things back in a little bit. All right, so right now at 2:30, into 2:30, we still have that damaging tornado, and watching another sale. I love to take. I'm gonna see what's going on with this one. I'm kind of curious what this one's gonna be. Another parent supercell trying to form, and very broad rotation. I don't see any red next to green on that one, so we'll continue to watch that. It's these two sales that I'm watching right now. And echo tops are very little today, so we're not going to expect any huge. But yeah, this one over here still looks like it's producing a tornado. Goodness gracious. Look at that. This is a pretty decent tight rotation. So you definitely need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. Put a football helmet, because this looks like a pretty decent healthy couple there. And I'll put in the, if I see any debris ball. And I don't see hardly any. But that that doesn't mean we could have some yellow spots indicate some things getting blown out of fields or anything like that. But this is a tornado warning right there, and this is a damaging tornado. It has is spotted by a spotter at 145. So if you're at 145, you should already been out of your trailer or mobile home. This is not the place to be in today when you have these types of weather events. So we're here today to keep you updated, and we just continue to watch storms today. And like I said, we've been giving you the heads up. The last events, these could be potent. This is a year where we could see a few of these storms today that rotate into tornadoes, and this one is a damaging one. We definitely got to take it very seriously. I know we've been having several tornado warnings in the last couple days in Louisiana, not Louisiana, but down there in the Gulf. We've been taking that. We've been having so many of them, and we've been having so many in the down there in the Alabama area. But we definitely have to take each advisory very seriously. So right now we have that one tornado warning that goes in effect into round 2:30. So about a few more minutes. We'll give that one a few more minutes, and I'm still watching what's going on in Ernan area and see what happens on this one, because if this does go to a tornado on the ground, then we would have to go wall-to-wall coverage on this one. So 2 tornado warnings, one for 2:45. That's just a radar indicated tornado. This one is a damaged one right over here. And just look at markers, just indicate this one's on the ground right now. So we need to be taking this one very seriously. And this is why we're continuing to pop on to let you know today that it's coming on. So a couple more showers and thunderstorms again going to the south of this area. Maybe some weak sheared down here. We would have to watch that just in case it would. But that's something we'll watch later on. But right now, Oklahoma, you're under some places below Kansas, you're under a tornado warning. It goes back to 2:45, and just waiting on the tornado warning to expire. So once this one gets out of the area, we might get to send things back. Since this one is not even doing any, I'm not having any reports of that one yet. So we have to watch that real closely. So Sapphic caffeine, very tight couplet signature, so we gotta have to watch that. I'll be right back right now. Hold on a minute. Alright, we're back on air. We still have that one tornado warning over here for Warrior County. That'll expire around 2:30, so we got almost a few more minutes on it. And I like to look at a couple next scans of it. It looks a little bit better. So once we get past this one storm, it can still produce another tornado warning, so we'll have to watch that. We got the cell we have to watch into 2:45. So definitely a few other cells we're going to have to watch today. couple of these could produce tornadoes. Alright, the tornado warning for Newton County has expired. I'm still watching this area and see if it could recycle right back up. If it does, then the Weather Service is probably going to re-issue another tornado warning on that. So we'll have to see if they do or not. Looking at scans again, just make sure we don't have to go with another. So there's 230. I'll take that off the list in a minute. And still watching this one little strong rotation and see if they'll re-issue something else again. Because they could issue another tornado warning. If it gets more likely. Alright, new tornado warning. That's what I figured out for parts of Newton County again. This goes in effect until about 3 o'clock. So we would have to stay with you once again. Sorry we've been staying with you all afternoon because of tornado warnings. Yes, hold on a minute, Keith, you can join. So we're back on air. We still have that one tornado warning goes in. It's in one effect at 3 o'clock. If you're in these communities, I would still think you need to be in the basement if you have one. Ground floor would be always the safest place to be into. Checking. Yeah, this one's still giving me some very tight rotation. In south of Coffeyville, this is very strong tight rotation. So if you're in Coffeyville, you need to be in a tornado safe spot. Put many walls between you as possible. Now, this is very signs of very strong rotation again. Starting to get a report of another, looks like another debris ball starting to form there. So all that blue color is indicate very strong rotation. So if you're in that tornado polygon, mobile homes are not going to be the right place to be in right now. So back away to mobile homes, put a baseball helmet, football helmet on the kids. Mr. always want to have every kid and adult has one, because once you get tornadoes could produce flying debris a lot. And I just looked at radar. There's a little bit of blue spot just south of this area. So definitely there's some signs of rotation. And there's no confirmed report of a tornado on the ground right now, any. But this storm shown here, signs of some pretty decent sheared by Newton. Very strong sheared just at the top of this area. And I'll switch different things. And you can see there's, I ain't want to light into that. Very red next to green. It's very gate-to-gate sheared today. And that is why we're on, to let you know that we have a tornado warning in process. So, like I said, normally we really have everybody with us, but looks like I'm by myself right now on this warning. So we have tornado warning. It's going to continue to move towards Chopper area, Marsh Rose area. It's just going to continue to move different places. So this has been 2 different parent supercells. If you were on this with us earlier today, I'm going to take the warnings off, our tracks off, so this will work better. I'm going to fast forward some things. This is how things were this morning. We started to have some cloud cover, clouds breaking, and we started having some convection developing. And you can see what happens all afternoon. Cells pop up, little cells there, and this is what got us into these individual storms. And now we've been on radar since tracking this since almost 2:37 so far. So these storms are marching real quickly. So you definitely got to take these storms seriously, because we've been having more supercells, and we're getting some more just south of Jamestown here are starting to form. These don't give me signs of rotation, but it wouldn't be shocked to get me another one be injured, because this area looks very tight at times. So 3 o'clock for Newton County. Watching these storms in James, Mr. They don't form into tornadoes, and these storms are trying to move into. Let me try to do this real quick. And they could be moving into a different area, like Joplin. So this is the area we definitely have to watch here right now, because look at here. This is tracking into Joplin. So yeah, definitely if you're in Joplin, need to be ready, because these storms could produce tornadoes. I mean, these storms are producing warnings today. Hold on a second. Okay, we have a tornado warning continues. Sorry about my radar went out again, so I'll get that loaded back. Alright, so got tornado warning continues about another, looks like this to 3 o'clock. So we'll just be a few more minutes on this one. We'll see what else develops on this one tornado. So I'm watching it and see if they're moving to Joplin, because we already had damage there from the last couple of years on that. But this storm really gives me signs of a tight couplet. We could easily get a tornado right to form right here. So if you're in south of Coffeyville, you're not hardly in the warning, but the edge of it is. But still, I'm going to put the tracks. If you're in Common area, almost south of Welch, you're south of it. But if you're in north of this area, you're in the tornado warning that runs in effect until around 3 o'clock. This storm really gives me some tight rotation today. Very tight rotation with this. So you definitely, I know we've been having storms in the last couple days. We've been popping in and out with tornadoes, but we still have to take all these storms very seriously, because we had damage to an airport the other day. and we had damage in different places. So we definitely got to take these storms very seriously. So far, we haven't had any damage come across my screen, so maybe that'll be some good news if it hasn't do any damage quite yet. So it gives me, all right, now I'll check radar again, our next scan while we're on here, and just see what we have in place. It's going down, so maybe this will go to a radar indicated tornado. That's what it's been staying as, but once you get the gate-to-gate sheared, it'll tighten right back up, and that's what the problem is going to be into. So let me zoom into this one cell too down here. Just checking. I'll update new data. Seeing we have any new cells to form because it doesn't take much today. I have this where we need to be at. Let's see. Check our where we've been on here. And starting to get a little debris right there. We're going to have to watch this little debris ball. We're going to have to watch that sometime. Somebody said hello. And be careful. And I said, thank you. So we've been having storms going on since this afternoon hours. A little bit of blue color. So we definitely going to have to watch that. Excuse me. Because once we get that blue color like that, that could be as a small debris ball right there. We're going to have to watch that. If that comes, all right, I just want to report here something here a minute. Coming in, something from the Ware area. We're starting to have an event of a tornado. It's one report of a tornado. And this was in south of Ware. So we did have one report today of a tornado. So that's not good. Once we have a report like that, that's not good. All right, back in the weather center with you right now. Watching this storm by New Lansing area here. Just taking a look at it because this storm could be forming another cell trying to form a strong storm. No rotation with it. Checking for hail with it. The hail fret's really trying to grow with this. This might just be a severe thunderstorm warning out here. We'll have to take a look at that also too. So storms are continuing to bubble up today. While I thought there could be a couple tornado warnings, we thought there would be. And let's see. These storms are not giving you any reports coming in, but I just want to continue to watch this storm velocity. Check that. That cell doesn't look too bad, but the hail fret's really growing with it, so we're going to have to watch it. Once they get to the moderate colors, then we would have to watch that one cell. So we'll probably stay with you until the tornado warning gets lifted at 3 o'clock. I mean, these storms are moving into an environment today where it's been a lot stable today. These storms are moving into an environment today where they've been really stable, going for tornadoes. And this is what we've been having since this afternoon hours. That these storms spinning up, and this is why we're in a fret of a severe weather today because some areas are unstable, and this is we had a couple tornadoes that happened the other day, and this is what's continuing to go on. These cells, and most of these could be rain wrapped at the time, is because they're super sailor, is why they're hard to see in, and that's what we're trying to have to be careful about. All right, we'll zoom in one more time and throw in there's a little rotation to the north of this. But yeah, we're going to have to watch that in case the Weather Service would issue another tornado warning. The hail fret could be increasing a little bit. Just looking, we don't have any debris. Yeah, we'll have to watch that sometimes today. See what else happens with it. So right now we're in storm mode. Continue to track these tornado warnings are in place. Sorry we've been on so long today, but we've been having a couple tornado warnings. And this is how things started today. We started off pretty quiet. This is at 12 something, and look what happened at 12. Things started get going today, and this is what we end up with: a sale there, a sale there, a sale there, a sale there, a sale there today, and this whole blob of storms continue to bubble up, and this is what you get: individual super sales. And this is what we've been having since this afternoon hours today. And there could be a couple new ones, especially up here, are trying to get their act together if that does happen. So we could be having a few more tornado warnings or even a few more advisories today or continuing. And they're not too far off from my western counties. So definitely would have to watch this area. But like I said, our environment's kind of cooler, so we would not end up having a huge threat today. Severe weather. So right now, tornado warning continues about 3 o'clock. I'm just reading some of the comments here and passing things along to my desk here a minute. So hold on just a second. All right, we got still that tornado warning goes in effect into 3 p.m. About another 15 minutes on it. Still shows me just a radar indicated tornado. So I have to look at some different scans here and see if we have the least on it. and it's looking a little bit better at times, but still has some broad shear with it, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. Looking at the hail, it's still in the dark white color, dark blue, but not really strong. But this tornado is moving east at 45, so if it wouldn't help, it moved at 45 miles per hour. So that'd still be not good if we had one. That's pretty quick. Stuff down there's some things down here we have to keep an eye on is because these storms here are producing like tornadoes, not tornadoes, but these sails look strong. But looking at the shear they are in, they not look as bad. But the hail threat is giving me some very strong signs of hail, about 50%. So we definitely would have to watch that sail also too. Make sure that doesn't get as bad. So we've been on for several. Oh, we've been on for an hour today tracking thunderstorms and that one tornado warning continuing. Had one report of a tornado on the ground earlier, and these sails I'm keeping an eye on is because this is why. Looking out for one more hail tools that I use around here and all our forecasters use is these storms here are showing me signs of maybe 50% of coming severe. That is still medium size to 100 to come in severe. So we have to watch that one sail. And still continues in, I'll change different sites to Joplin, and these sails might be a little weaker because once they get into a different stabilization, they could be mainly just not much because you got to have pretty much warm air to support these. So we continue to watch this one tornado warning that goes in effect at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and that one storm. So what we want to do, I know we have that one tornado warning in place. It's a radar indicated at the time now, but now we're not going to go off right now again. We'll probably stay with you again. We have the new tornado warning has just got in place. So let me switch back here and put the microphone on mute. like I said, Isaac could be joining us in a little bit on these tornado warnings are continuing to move in. So, all right, let's go right back to Storm Commander. Tornado warning for north central Craig County and north central Oklahoma, north central Alton County, and central northern Oklahoma, south central Newton County, and north central Oklahoma into 3:30. At 2:51, a severe thunderstorm capable, producing a tornado was located 9 miles southwest of Littleton, Moon East around 40. So this is a radar indicated tornado, folks, but still, I know we've been having tornado warnings for the last couple hours, but we still have to take this seriously because we had a tornado from a train spotter earlier. So definitely, we got to take these storms very seriously with these storms today and pull up their velocity again. And don't really give me any of these to show me what's going on. But the other tornado warning will expire at 3 p.m. and the other ones that affect about 3:30. So once we get these storms, like I said, storms are continuing to move into environment today. And I'll switch through here, different site, so we can see anything else is going on with these other cells. And a couple other cells at the bottom. These look very low, but 10% have come in severe on that side. Very low shear. It doesn't take much shear to get anything going. That's why we've been telling you all day it's not going to take much shear today because we have plenty of wind shear, enough wind shear to get a couple tornado warnings going at the time today. It's just like once it gets into Missouri, I think it'd be a little too cooler to get stuff like that forming. With this in part the Warren area, I think there's a new storm trying to get us up together, red next to green right there. So there could be also another storm could be getting us up and going too, and Warren area. So let me check over here at the potentially for hail. This is a tool we use here. Does it show anything out there? But it shows some hail right over here by Centralia area, over here, Missouri, Centralia, Missouri. That's where we're tracking this new tornado wind around 3:30. It's a radar indicated tornado, and throwing our little tools that we use around here to see if we see a sign of a debris ball. And does it look like we'll have to watch a little bit of blue color there because once we get into that area, we definitely have to be careful. Hold on a second. Alright, let's see. Now we only got the one tornado warning in place. This runs through 3 o'clock. 3:30. But the storm over here, I'm going to zoom into my Welch area, is having a 70% chance of getting severe. So we definitely going to have to watch that storm also, too. Another tight size of rotation right there. This storm is really tightened up. So you definitely in the storm again. Just in the Centralia south of that area. Welch, you're in it. Thompson area, Thompson, and and here in Missouri, Oklahoma, you're in it. You need to be in a tornado safe spot. Make sure you put any walls between you as possible. And this thing is trying to tighten itself back up. So we could be getting another possible tornado with the storm. So make sure you put as many walls between you as possible today, because this storm could be tightened right back up to another tornado. And this is where we could be having a little bit of debris right there. So definitely, this storm could be producing another tornado. You definitely need to be taking shelter. Put a football helmet, baseball helmet. So it looks like we need to be watching that one sail. Tornado warning. So even this is a radar indicator. Just me looking at it and showing the radar velocities. It's giving me a little sign of that red next to green. That's what brings the biggest shear with it. And that's where we continue to track this one tornado warning goes into effect at about 3:30. And we've been on you for almost an hour today with tornado warnings. And this is where we're continuing to track it. Yeah, that red next to green is very tight rotation, so you definitely want to be taking some shelter now. And I'll switch velocity off. New storm 20%, and that coming severe. South in the area almost at 10% as right now for these storms to kind of spin a little bit. But we'll see how that storm does. South of the area, we'll have to watch that storm, see how it would do. Starting to get that one report today of a train spotter did report a tornado today. And I'm still watching this green color here. That's where the tornado right there could get going and cycle into a tornado. So we're going to have to watch that. Just in the more blue spots. I don't know if there's any heavy debris flying with that. But yeah, we're going to have to watch this one tornado right there. It still could produce one. Showing the computer, it runs through 3:30 right now. This tornado warning goes in effect at 3:30 this afternoon. And these storms could have more of a potentially to have a brief tornado with it. So we'll zoom in once again. This goes through 3:30 this afternoon. And starting to get something really tight. This is tight rotation, folks. So you just back up the song. We have a tornado warning that goes in effect. And still shows signs that this is about 80%. That's still a strong storm, and this still could recycle up and be a tornado. I'm not going to guarantee on that one because starting to get some blue colors, so that indicates some very strong sides of rotation. So definitely this could be another tornado trying to form again. So if you're in Craig, if you're in any path of this polygon, Welch, Bach, Jack, since down here, you need to be taking shelter. You're under a tornado wind about 3:30. This storm could produce a tornado at any time today. And even these storms today could be possible rain-wrapped tornadoes, especially if there's something trying to get going over here again. And I love to check for hail just to see if anything. Very little hail out of the storm. All right, Isaac's with us right now. Can you hear me?
Yes. One moment.
Okay, we've been having tornadoes since the hour. We've been having tornado warnings in an hour, and this is what we've been going through. I'll fast forward. This is how things started today. Look.
Yes. Yeah, you can see.
Wrong spot here.
Now,
sorry.
Yeah. Definitely putting that into motion. You can see how that you saw the mixed layer elevated just more elevated. That's where the instability kind of billowed up, and then you saw a little bit of mixing and a tad bit of backing. Just with that particular cell there, and it's been holding on to its tornadic characteristics for quite a bit of time there. You can see, these are actually there's that dominant cell, and there's the one that has developed a little bit south and west of that. And then that's where you're seeing a lot of low level shear width, and and obviously that couplet there, it's now tracking. It's like about 10 or so miles west of Welch there, and it'll be approaching Miami there.
Yeah, we had two reports. Yeah, we had two reports of tornadoes today. We had two reports of tornadoes today.
Spotter reports, yes. And obviously, those are not necessarily the same tornado. I don't necessarily know if this is going to, obviously, we won't know for sure until they send folks out to assess the damage in those areas. But obviously,
you got that right.
I'm going to be checking the Twitter feeds here, and I'm going to see what the inspector tool on my radar scope does say with that.
So if you're in the path of this tornado warning right now, you need to be, and there's, like I said, if people do not need to be in mobile homes right now, do they?
Yeah. So actually, what I'm seeing now, these past few scans, we saw a lot of gate shear, with that particular couplet. So right now we're still seeing velocity inbound returns of about 43 knots, and it's kind of the distance between the outbound and the inbound. It's slowly kind of fading a bit. This is still about 40 knot shear. It's not all gate to gate, but there's still an area of inflow, and I would still expect there to be some continued development there and whatnot if we still get enough mixing. So I mean that storm is growing upscale. So I mean probably small hail would be a tad bit of a concern as well with that. But again,
I think so too.
Folks are knowing where we're talking about. Again, that is north of Veneta. That's north of Big Cabin. So that'll be approaching Interstate 44 at some point fairly soon.
Yeah,
and
if you're in that polygon.
All right. Could you zoom out a little bit?
If you're in the polygon, you need to be shaking shelter now.
Yeah, you can see just the velocity returns that we're seeing there. Looks like there's still a lot of that shear is inbound shear. So I mean the inbound velocities. So or winds that are heading towards or the red. You're seeing mostly reds, not greens. So you can see we have two parent circulations with that. They're not all red against green necessarily, but I will again point out that cell, the way things are looking here, that is going to be tracking towards again areas around Miami, towards western part of Joplin fairly soon, probably within the next half hour, maybe a bit longer than that. But again, we'll see if this cell does have time to recycle. I mean, if it slows down a bit, it probably will. And I will point out those are two different circulations. That northern one has been hovering around, just around Coffeyville, and it's kind of hovering between the Kansas-Oklahoma border a little bit, and that one's likely to be making its track towards. If that one does have a little bit more time to recirculate, I think as you head into Missouri with that, there's not that much low level shear with that. A lot of that is focused across, where the closer where the parent surface low is across, areas near the Kansas-Oklahoma border. And then that's where we're seeing a lot of that storm relative helicity as when we looked at the mesoanalysis earlier from the Storm Prediction Center. But
I agree with that too.
Yeah, right. But again, I will point out that
so far there's not
gate to gate. I think that there's a little bit more forcing with that. But it's confined to particularly the southern cell. That's where we're developing that more elevated updraft. So I mean, there's not that much mixing happening, but
I can hear Isaac.
I mean, that is not a debris signature, but I did note, like,
okay,
with near Coffeyville area south of there, and near the it was a rural area where that local storm report was. I did note that there was a little bit of what would have been debris with those velocity returns, but I will point out that could be debris. You never know, but a lot of what we're seeing there, I
yeah,
will
you never
point
know
out,
about it.
those cool colors, those blue, those green colors. That could be hail. It could be what the correlation coefficient product does show. It's the vertical returns of pulses from the National Weather Service radar, and when you're seeing those pulses, that indicates like what could be solid objects. It could be hail, and it could be tornado debris. You never know. But again, I will point out just the velocity returns we've been seeing. Again, just red next to green. It's been at least 30 knots gate to gate the way things are now. But I mean, earlier we saw at least 50 outbound against 30 or against 0, pretty much, or some. So I mean, the low level shear has been decreasing a tad bit. It'll probably recycle. We'll see if that does recycle as it tracks towards Miami and Joplin. There's a slight possibility. You can see just east of where that cell is, towards Miami. We're going to see if there's enough inflow readily available, or winds or easterly flow that contributes to that. And I'm going to see what the latest observations are on my end. But I will point out that the temperatures, again, are in the 50s. So if anything, things are marginally favorable for maybe a isolated tornado. But again, a lot of these winds are, that's further north. But some of these temperatures, again, they're at the point, or the dew points that are in the 50s. Generally, or normally, what you would see in severe thunderstorms, like surface-based severe thunderstorms.
It's going to say south of Joplin. I'm reading online.
Yeah, again, this activity, I will point out, is not entirely surface-based, because a lot of those updrafts are focused a little bit further aloft, and then that's where we're seeing a little bit of where the temperatures might be, or dew points are a tad bit higher. The air is more saturated, and that's again what we're worried about in terms of these updrafts and how everything's organized. This low top convection that we've been seeing, and again, I don't really expect there will be much mixing if these storms are low topped. And I will point out the echo tops. Again, this is there's been two dominant cells with this, but the echo tops are again below 30,000, so probably 25,000 feet at best.
All right, here's something else popped up here.
Okay,
we got something that popped in, a little tornado cone there.
Oh, okay. What you're seeing there is the tornado. It's not a debris signature, but it's actually the vortex signature that you're seeing in there. So I mean, that's the algorithm that it depicts there, and it's popping up on my end. It's actually what we're seeing there is TVS, at least 50 knots shear with that. It's been fairly consistent, that's not the exact base of the storm, but that's 3,800 feet. So I'm going to look at base velocity. We're not really seeing much rotation at the base. But when I go to like 0.9 degrees on the base velocity, again, base velocity, the lowest degree at altitude that the radar can depict is 0.5. So that's the lowest level it can depict. But when I go to 0.9, so I mean, this is not the storm base. What I'm seeing here is a little bit higher shear, at least 50 knots, probably within there. And again, that is a little bit higher in altitude, not the storm base. So I will point out that that there's still a rotating updraft. It's just focused a little bit further aloft, and if some of that does mix down at the ground, then there's definitely that environment, that potential where you know, this thing is still a little bit tornadic in nature.
Yeah,
I will point it out.
I just got a picture online of that tornado, Isaac.
Okay, could you send that
I just got
to
a Twitter
my
picture online of somebody had this tornado.
Okay,
yeah, I
that
sent it
might
to your
have been
messenger
one of
so
the
you can show
file
everybody
reports.
on here.
All right. And again, a lot of these tornadoes you're probably going to see today are definitely going to be those short-lived. You know, they can spin up, but again, it's because the surface environment's only like marginally favorable, the way things that we're seeing here. But again, there's a little bit of backing that's in place.
Here it
with
is,
this.
Isaac. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Could you send that to my my messenger account or something? Because we can't see that just if you show your phone camera to the screen. That's
okay.
But again,
let me try to send that to your.
All right. Well, any and all
send
kind
that
of
to your
photos
messenger.
but just make sure you have good sharing permissions. That there's not really any issue with like copyright or anything. Oh yeah. So it's one of our.
It's not.
This was one of the people chasing out there. I don't know if this is someone on Spotter Network, but I'm interested to see if I'm seeing. Oh yeah. Okay. Trying to see like which spotters are in pursuit if they have updated locations. I am interested to see there. Oh yeah, you can see. I'm looking at this picture. Right. Oh
it's
yeah,
a video too
with NWS Tulsa. I could pull it up. It's actually a video. It's looks like obviously you can see the distinct funnel, but it's hard to tell it's on the ground just looking at the trees. But I will point out that's what we call like a little stone pipe. It's or just a little cone, a little rope. I mean it's or not stone pipe. Just a little rope funnel. You can see the conditions are there, and you can see storm motion vectors have been pretty decent. I mean, this cell is tracking northeast.
We just had all right, Isaac. We had one report of we had report of hail.
Report of hail. Okay. Yeah. Looks like this is penny size. It's actually a public report. Again, that's being estimated near penny size. No exact confirmation yet, but again, there is the potential that this cell it's producing a stronger updraft now. I will point out the possibility of severe hail or hail is being estimated near quarter size with this. It's being estimated. We don't know the exact situation, but I'm looking at my VIL right now. That just comparing this scan here, that updraft has really intensified. So I mean, now it looks like there's less mixing with that. A lot of that is growing upscale. So I mean, look at your VIL, and you can see at least 60 plus kilograms per meter squared.
Look at that.
All right. So what we're seeing there is a much stronger updraft, and you're still showing your velocity data. So again, I will point out. So
is this better?
So yeah, there's still rotation, but I will point out it's not at the base of the storm; it's further aloft, and then that's where you're seeing some saturated air that's wrapping around the storm itself. So I mean that could be growing upscale a bit, or there's much cooler air that's sinking, or sinking air, or that's you know. It's below the tropopause, of course, but I mean, there's a lot of there's much colder air that's in place up there. So I mean, that's what we consider dendritic hail growth, like -10 to -20 degrees Celsius. So I mean, the lapse rates and the thermodynamic profiles are there. So we'll potentially see some hail reports coming out of this, but again, that does lead me to think, you know, if the updraft is intensifying,
so you definitely are still in the tornado. All right.
Yes. So if the updraft is
new storm getting ready to fire up, Isaac. Look at here, a new marker.
Yeah, I will point out that there are storms that are developing further south, and it looks like the same situation with that. I mean, there is rotation that is developing near the base with that cell that is tracking towards Veneta. and again, you can see just how any cell that does develop, it's developing. A lot of this activity is growing upscale. It's elevated. And I will point out the tornado warning cell. That is definitely.
Look at this storm here. It's really producing some hail. Look at here.
Yeah, that cell, just like the other one I was showing you, this is all growing upscale. So not all of the rotation is at the base, but there's still rotation that's developing aloft. And if that updraft weakens, then there could be some height falls, and then that rotation kind of, there could be more mixing that occurs at the ground. So that could, so if the updraft weakens, then I would probably expect maybe the tornado threat to evolve further with these particular cells. But I will point out that even though there's that updraft, there's still rotation with the cell nevertheless. So tornado could still form at any time with this, just given the indication that there is shear. But maybe what could happen if that updraft intensifies, that they may, the tornado possibility is still there, but it's not substantial enough to consider it like where the weather.
It might go with a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, right. But I will point out, if rotation is still present at the base, there's enough gate-to-gate shear with these next few scans, and I will point out that tornado warning expires at 3:30. But I would still expect another warning to be issued, weather tornado, severe thunderstorm,
me too.
whatever. But yeah.
If there's a tornado, we'll stay with it.
Yeah, if there is still rotation at the base, which I would think that there is, there's a little bit of rotation, probably about 30 to 40 knot shear. So that's borderline where it would potentially still maybe need an extension of that. Oh yeah, so maybe what could be happening here. That warning's in effect until 3:30. So we're going to see how that.
3:30.
Wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong scan, but it still looks like there is still a little bit of rotation at the base. It's a little bit weaker, but it's still there. And I believe, okay, that's the original warning. Did they just issue another one towards I-44? Oh, there we go. New tornado warning. It's
all right, new tornado warning right now.
Yes, it's the next extension of that warning, and now it's for 4 o'clock. Looks like the storm's slowing down a bit. So that means the low-level shear with that is increasing, or storm relative. So I'm interested to see what's going on there. So yeah.
All right, let me leave a text to you.
Okay. All right.
North Central Craig County and Central Oklahoma. Olton County in north central Oklahoma. Into 4 p.m. At 3:32, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 3 miles west of Welch, moving east at 30. So what we got here, a radar indicated tornado. So, this is a day where we have been tracking tornadoes since this afternoon hours, and this is what we've been into. So if you're in this warning, you need to be seeking some shelter, right, Isaac?
Right. And again, I will point out, this is a time extension to the ongoing warning. Looks like the storm's slowing down, and a lot of that energy that's in place with the storm is growing upscale. So what we expect here is, there is potential that this cell, more reports coming in. Looks like some hail with this. This is definitely showing a fairly strong updraft with this. Looks like I'm actually seeing a little bit of weakening with that updraft. The VIL has decreased a bit. So what that leads me to think here is that looks like a lot of some of that low level shear. There's going to be a little bit more mixing that happens. It's gonna be near the storm base, and it would likely interact with the surface. That leads me to think that there is increasing tornado potential. Still some tornado potential with that. Looks like there's another.
All right, new tornado warning in place now.
Yeah, it's for Ottawa, Craig.
All right, I'm going to have you talk for a second, okay?
Southern cell. Okay, and looks like we have video feed coming from I-44. They're trying to counter that cell at Veneta. But yeah, I will say that there are some height falls, or looks like another situation with a weakening updraft. Some of that rotation is developing near the base of the cell, and it's not gate to gate, inbound, outbound, not really much green, but still developing low level shear that increasing probability of seeing a tornado developing within that. Oh yeah, I am seeing some outbound velocities now. It's actually 76 against pretty much, yeah, that's at least 60, 65 knot shear, a little bit higher than that. Just given what I'm seeing on Inspector Tool, a little bit of a hook echo that's actually forming right around Veneta proper. So, I mean, you folks, Veneta up, again, any point, Big Cabin, north, I-44 towards Missouri, definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions at this time. Again, severe storms definitely capable of producing, again, tornado, maybe small hail, but again, definitely that probability exists. Again, very dangerous thunderstorms, maybe some gusty winds as well. But again, up on I-44 again, definitely need to heed the warnings. And again, I'm really interested to see like the dominant cell that tracked towards Coffeyville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like it is, looks like a lot of that instability is focused a little bit further south. The dominant cell now tracking towards Miami. Maybe if that does persist through 4 o'clock, maybe a little bit later than that, maybe Southern, Joplin, Neosho, Diamond, Goodman, even towards Anderson, just some of these areas in southwest Missouri, you know, the far southwest counties of Missouri should pay attention to these thunderstorms. Again, there are 2 dominant cells, one that looks like, I'm putting this in motion, looks like it's taking a more due easterly track. So, I mean, still looks like it's on track. Maybe Southern Joplin may get impacted by this cell, and if it looks like it.
So if anybody in these tornado polygons need to be shaking shelter.
Yeah, but again, we're going to watch the track of that pretty closely, and it looks like there's another area of developing low level shear. Not really much backing with this, but. I mean, Joplin proper, a lot of the tornadic activity at this point in time looks like it's going to be right around your area, just a little bit to the south. So I will point out Seneca near the state line also will probably get tornado warned fairly soon. Again, that is when you get into the Springfield County warning area, Springfield, Missouri. And again,
so let me tell these people a minute. If you're in these tornado warnings right now, you need to be taking cover. You don't need to be in a mobile home right now. Mobile homes are not going to be safe. A tornado can flip them over. And even if you don't get a tornado today, you may not be able to see this tornado, right, Isaac? Because it could be rain wrapped.
Yes, right. And if I will, I'm going to go ahead and open my radar scope so we can get a little bit more of a high definition picture of how things are trending here.
Okay.
As we're seeing them right now. And I'm actually going to put my entire screen on here. Up there.
Okay, you can switch screens with me for a little bit.
All right. There we are. So I'm going to follow. So I was following with this high resolution data here, coming off of radar scope here not long ago, and it's still trying to load there. But here, I think this is showing plenty of data. It's there has been a little bit of green showing up within these, but the latest scan we have 1, 2, 3 different like areas to monitor, just you can see some of the darker reds, maybe some greens, just within that. That's where we're seeing potential mixing with these stronger updrafts. A lot of that instability is in place further aloft, and I'm going to pull this up here best I can. And oh yeah, there we are.
Looking for some more hail here.
These are MPing reports. Yeah, these are MPing reports that I'm seeing right here. And I'm pulling up the Tulsa radar. It's
so like I say, this is if you
okay.
Looking around here, trying to put I'm putting some new data in, just looking at some of these storms here while you're looking that up. And just look at some of the storms. This new tornado warning just got issued again. This is in effect for Newton County and central Missouri into 4 p.m.
Oh, okay. Now we have Missouri.
At 3:30, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Nash, moving east at 35. So this is a hazardous tornado. So this is a radar indicated tornado once again. So if you're in this community here in Missouri, you need to be thinking about activating your tornado plan of action. I mean, this is not the time to fool around with these storms anymore, because we've been having damages in the last couple of days, Isaac, and we definitely don't want anybody hurt. Mobile homes are not going to be safe today, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking at my radar display here, and you can see now it rendered the new warning here in Newton County. I believe it's an extension of the ongoing warning. If not, it's probably another tornadic circulation that has developed further east. But 1, 2, 3, you can see within here, there are 3 different areas of very strong shear. It looks like the strongest one now near Veneta. A lot of that energy is near the surface now. But yeah, you can definitely see, obviously, just east of Veneta there. I mean, you can see that hook echo. That means there is apparent rotation at the base of the storm. And I'm gonna get.
If you're in Veneta, you need to be shaking shelter now.
Yeah. So again, this is like here 76, 89, strong inbound, and then or that's fairly strong. Looks like outbound velocities. Winds that are. Oh yeah, these are outbound velocities here. The ones in red. So I mean, very strong outbound velocities, and a lot of this is inherently mixing in with the ground. So definitely situation like I will say possible tornado near Veneta, Oklahoma. Obviously,
yeah. If you're in the Veneta area, you need to be shaking shelter immediately.
Veneta now looks like Veneta's in the clear. Veneta proper is in the clear. Again, Big Cabin, Veneta, you're good. But again, looks like this is taking a track towards Afton, eastern. I'm going to put this into motion here. See how.
If you're in Afton, you might want to be taking cover.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see the explosive outbound velocity. You see they pop right up in Veneta, and then now it's taking a track towards Afton, Fairland. Looks like Wyandotte. This is United States Highway 60. So it'll probably be paralleling Highway 60 up towards Seneca. And yeah, there's another tornadic circulation here in Newton County, Missouri. This is a separate tornadic. This is a separate tornadic. This is again a separate tornadic couplet here. Again, this is near Neosho, and looks like some fairly strong outbound velocities here from Tulsa. This is not Springfield, but we're still getting a good glimpse on things here. So 72 against 30. So I mean that's at least inherently 30, 40 knot shear plus at the storm base, roughly. So I mean, definitely a very this is a fairly strong low level shear with this low topped supercell that is tracking through Newton County. Still something to please keep an eye on. Again,
yep.
And still there could be multiple rounds of low level shear. So I mean, there could be a renewed threat of tornadoes with that line that is pushing just toward
Let me
areas
check
just
here
south
on
of
my
Joplin,
thing here.
Miami. Again, a lot of northeast. far northeast Oklahoma. And again, just something to definitely be paying attention to.
So if you're any of these communities, if you're in any of these polygons, you need to be evacuating your mobile home right now or go to a safe spot, because these storms could produce tornadoes. And looking like there's some green color here too with this.
Right. So
with my
I mean, we're seeing some good. We're starting to pick up on some of those inbound velocities, the greens towards Tulsa, and what that is inflow that is being indicated near the storm base, upward forcing near the surface, and that's a situation where there's likely developments coming in terms of what could be tornadoes and whatnot. I'm looking at the MPING reports now. Obviously, this is the whole country.
Here's my radar.
But yeah,
I'll pull mine up too. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say just whole dynamics with this disturbance. There's a lot going on. With the in terms of like upper dynamics and whatnot. But yeah, you can see those 4 different tornadic circulations that are underway in close proximity to each other. So I mean, that's a situation where there's quite a bit of low-level shear, just composite and again, tornadic circulations in 2 of those separate warning areas. So something to be paying close attention to. As again, I would remain alert, you folks in Joplin, areas south and west, especially Neosho, points east. Again, this is most areas across far eastern sections of
what radar you want me to show you, mine or yours?
Keep it on mine real quick, because I want to kind of highlight what we have going on overall.
Okay,
so I have the Tulsa radar selected now.
Okay.
I will point out there's like pretty much 1, 2, 3, and 4 kind of tornadic circulations, kind of close proximity to each other, mostly around the. This is towards like Kansas, Missouri, pretty much the tri-state of Missouri, Oklahoma, far southern Kansas that we've been pretty much watching out for. And again, we've been monitoring reports from Coffeyville areas, and again, just the way things are looking here, we have a little bit of low top convection that is also forming just south of there. So I mean, looks like the far northwest part of Arkansas. So I mean, still something to keep an eye on, you folks. Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville points west. So again, from Tahlequah, maybe areas further north.
The hail with some of these storms here, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I would.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Looking at my radar scope here. Still shows me some of these storms are getting pretty decent size of rotation here. I mean, I'm looking, and there's still storms could move in. And here's what my concern: some of these storms could move into Joplin or maybe into some Missouri counties if it continues, right?
Yeah. So I will point out, it looks like Joplin getting some light rain at the moment. Probably some thunder nearby. So definitely good to be in a sturdy structure. Don't be in open areas where there's lightning. But it looks like there's a little bit of clearing that's happening just west of Joplin. So still something to watch out for, because when there is clearing, there might be a little bit of upward surface-based lifting, but I mean, it's kind of surrounded by, some. It's not the sun, of course. So I mean, there's something that might be inhibiting that surface-based instability farther north towards Galena and Joplin. But I still pointing out again, maybe if that we're going to watch the track of that northern cell.
So here's another storm might move in towards
Oklahoma. Again, if that tracks a little bit further north, maybe the southern part of Joplin may get in with some of that. And yeah, the northern part of that warning area looks like there is a tornadic circulation that is still in place that is going to be approaching the far northeast part of the Oklahoma-Kansas border. And if that is continuing its current track, that will probably take it towards I-44, Leawood, maybe the southern part of Joplin. If that does recycle, that is something that definitely bears watching. So, I mean, downtown Joplin, this would probably be points to your south, but still, that couplet, I will point out, if you have my screen shared, I got my pen here, but it's this circulation right here. You can see that is tracking due east.
Yeah, I can see it.
And so, I mean, this is moving east at about 40 miles an hour. So, I mean, this will be...
All right, possible tornado on the ground causing... All right, I just got a text for somebody on here. I'm going to send it to your messenger, Isaac. Said possible tornado on the ground again, I think.
So again, nothing is confirmed at the moment, but again, please, this is a situation where there's probably not going to end up being much confirmation. Like a tornado could be on the ground, and there is very limited indication of that going on. So I mean, we got there's no credible report of spotter reports of tornadoes at the moment, but still, it is very likely that there could be something developing here that's as this is tracking due east. Looks like that couplet that's tracking around Granby and just looks like Neosho is in the clear the way things are looking from the Tulsa radar.
Okay.
But yeah, they have just expanded this. This warning here in Granby has been redefined, or Newton County, Missouri.
Okay.
So according to the Alliston House of Springfield, or just the server and everything, still radar indicated, but there with that velocity returns, anything that mixes down becomes a rear flank. I mean, that probably would have been a fairly strong tornado. We'd be talking less than EF2, but I mean, when you're talking translating that to about miles per hour, I mean, that could be like maybe some of this could be just 100 mile per hour winds embedded within some of these circulations, and that could be the situation. That's definitely conceivable. A lot of the stronger wind shears mixing down at the ground, and I still got my pen showing here, but I'm gonna focus our attention near Afton here. That looks like this could be a renewed track towards maybe areas around Neosho here within maybe the next hour and a half, within the next 40, this is 30-minute track, so 15, 30, 45. Oh yeah, so I mean, so the way things are looking, probably Neosho could get should watch out. You can see how much how much shear is in place just looking at super res velocity. This does depict the velocity much better. So just watching that right there, you can see how that is.
Yeah, and I've been watching
Yeah, I mean, that is, that hook echo.
I'm watching the SPC right now for you and see.
All right. Is there another mesoscale discussion mentioning the possible higher probabilities of watching?
That's what I've been looking for you a lot today.
Okay.
Well, not yet, but I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably a very limited time window. So, I mean, a lot of this is expected to, this is the biggest window that we have going on, kind of over southwest these counties of Missouri. But I will also point out some of that convection is firing up, further southwest along the I-44 corridor.
I was gonna share screens with you first. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something on my screen yet. We're starting to see a little bit of hail with this one storm down here, this one tornado warning.
Yeah, that's developing a pretty healthy updraft. I mean, normally in a supercell like this, looks compare that to previous scans. I mean, that has been fairly healthy supercell. I mean, just looking at the dynamics with that.
Yeah.
But I will point out
if anybody in these tornado warnings today.
JD. like I said, that cell in Afton could be in the process of recycling, and I mean, there's probably limited indication of debris, but nothing that is radar confirmed at this time. But I will point out, I'm going to put myself in the split screen dual pol view here. I'm trying to see what the latest correlation coefficient scans are. Again,
all right, Joplin's under a tornado warning now.
Okay, they just issued a tornado warning for Joplin. Yes, that storm that is tracking across the Kansas and Oklahoma border, that is going to be taking a track towards Joplin, particularly the southern part of Joplin. I would watch out for, again, and I've been going to see if I can.
If you're in Joplin, I need to be shaking shelter now.
Okay, so, and it'll take a while to render on my screen because apparently I'm going to stop the, it looks like my app has crashed, so it's going to be a while before but yes, I mean, I'm going to be watching that. See this cell here. Yep, that is Joplin proper, particularly areas around downtown. This is Highway 66, United States Highway 66. I mean, that is probably state. Yeah, I mean, Highway 66 hasn't been around since the 80s, or that's old state, old United States Highway. Yeah, that's Scenic Route 66, Highway 71B, and looks like that is going to be. That's probably going to be. Yeah, comparing these past few scans, looks like this is getting ready to take maybe a little bit more of a. Well, it's been easterly. Now it's taking a tad bit more of an east-northeasterly turn. So I definitely agree that, again, Joplin is likely to be under the gun with that one. And that coupling has intensified.
If you're in Joplin, you need to be shaking shelter right now. This is a tornado warning now. So move to the lowest floor. Put a football helmet and a baseball helmet. Just protect yourself by flying debris. We have one of our viewers here on my page, one of the admins saying tornado warning just for Joplin. That's what Anna said.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get a glimpse of. Yeah, it's this cell right here that I'm highlighting with my cursor there. Yep, there it goes. This app is more optimized for touch. I don't have a touch screen, but yeah, you can see now.
So like I said,
outbound velocity.
This is the time you want to be. If you live in Joplin, you need to be taking cover now. I mean, we don't want you on the road right now. We want you to be in a safe spot, away from windows right now, and let these storms pass you.
Yep. So, yeah, that cell across. Yeah, it looks like the shear's kind of broadening out too, because there's been an area of, it looks like, I'm going to go back to kind of some smooth reflectivity, turning off smoothing right now, just see what we got there. But yeah, as similar reflectivity situation here, there's a little bit of clearing there, and it looks like that shear's kind of a situation where it's broader. It's been recycling. Now it's fairly healthy cell that looks like it's going to be taking more of a northeasterly component there with the track there. And some of those stronger winds further aloft coming out of the south. And so, I mean, that is...
Yeah, so I'm going to warn some air places that are in this advisory getting ready to get put in here, too. If you're in Mountain, if you're getting close to Oaks area, that's coming towards this tornado warning's coming towards Mount Vernon, Missouri also, too, if it holds together. And especially... I'm getting a little concerned if it's going to continue to hold together into southeast Missouri. If these cells continue, that's where it's going to hit at, right, Isaac?
Now, again, I will point out a lot of this area, of shear. I don't expect a severe weather event to go to like eastern Missouri or southern Illinois or anything like that, because this is the window where there's a lot of that elevated instability in progress, and there's that forcing for lift, and it's been recycling fairly good. So I mean, now we've been talking a situation where there's there's more elevated instability. It's not entirely surface based, I will point out, but all of that, all of this convection, that robust convection that's firing up, and it's been a lot of eastern Oklahoma, northeast Oklahoma, Kansas into
yeah. Let me show you something on my stream, okay? I got a little bit more hail again.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that vertically integrated liquid, that air that is further aloft, and that could be mixing in at the ground as well. So, all right. Here, get her off. Here, just get her out of there. All right. But again, as I will point out again, that area of shear looks like we're getting some higher inbound returns here on Tulsa. So I mean that could be a stronger low-level updraft that might be.
All right, new tornado warning has just got issued, Isaac.
Okay, if when there are new warnings, could just kind of cut in when we're finished. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hold on. All right, I'm gonna try and get. Hold on. So yeah, JD, could you talk about that new warning?
Okay. Yeah, we just got 2 new tornado warnings, folks. This tornado warning goes in effect north central Newton County and central Missouri, north central Berry County and central Missouri, south central Lawrence County and central Missouri to about 4:15. At 3:51, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Gregory or 11 miles west of Mount. So if you're in the path of this tornado warning, now's the time to activate your tornado plan of action. Is go to that safe spot, put as many walls between you as possible. And mobile homes are not going to be safe to be in today, so this is a time to back away and protect yourself from flying debris also too. So we'll turn things back over to you.
Okay, so again, I've been yeah, that's a continuation of the ongoing warning, and yeah, that couplet, that we've been watching here in Granby. I'm going to switch things over to Springfield radar. It looks like things are getting a little bit closer. Just watching Highway 60 fairly closely, but yeah, I mean, now we're talking. Yeah, I mean, at least 30 knots shear with that couplet. Looks like it's tracking towards Highway 37 by about 4:10 p.m. near Pierce City. But again, it'll be following Highway 60, and looks like it's it's showing a fairly healthy updraft there. I'm going to download some of the early radar data here from Springfield, but yeah, I mean now. Looks like the updraft has receded, so I mean that leads me to think that there's rotation that is developing near the base, or it's been a healthy rotation that has been already around. Looks like that is going to get a little bit stronger, just over these next few scans. Just something to watch out for pretty closely. It looks like that couplet. We're thinking that it'll have time to recycle, and again, now we're looking at a situation here again. Over Berry County again. We're going to watch, see how this tracks. It'll probably parallel I-44 a bit, just south of there. So Mount Vernon proper. We're going to see how this does track. It'll mostly track to your south, but I will point out State Highway 39 again between Aurora and Mount Vernon. We'll likely need to watch out for this. By the time,
well, if anybody's in this polygon, if anybody's in this, if anybody is in these polygons, you need to be seeking shelter. If you're in Prairie City area, if you're in Fisk area, if you're in Mount Vernon area, part of that area, you need to be seeking some shelter now. This is a tornado warning that goes in effect into about 4 feels a lot today. We only had 2 reports, but these could still do wind damage also too, Isaac, right?
Yeah, probably. So yeah, I mean, there's embedded within that couplet. We're seeing outbound winds. Potentially.
Wow, look at this storm, Isaac.
So,
this storm could have a lot of hail with this one. All right, somebody wants to join us here.
Yeah, that
Keith wants to join. All right, Keith, can you hear us?
Keith?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Well, I mean, this is getting closer and closer to my county. I think Berry County, Mount Vernon is about, I don't know, a couple hours away from me. Hey. Yeah, it's definitely, we got a very low pressure system, moving in. Very low pressure system moving in. Oh, crap. Sorry. My GR level 3 is trying to close itself out.
I'll use mine here, I guess. Can we?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
I'm trying to get mine fixed.
All right, we just got another tornado warning, Isaac.
Yes,
4:30 now.
Of that
North Central.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's that. Yeah, that's.
It's North Central, Benton County, and North Central of Arkansas.
Northwest parts of Arkansas. Yeah, looks like that cell is developing some rotation there. Yeah, I will point out that.
Let's see.
Again, that has been producing a strong updraft. Looks like that's receded a bit. So that couplet's cycling. Some of that rotation is developing near the base. Something to watch out for. I think maybe they will issue that. I think that the southern parts of McDonald into southern Berry counties could go warned with that cell as well. Something to be very careful about, you folks in Pineville. So this is where Interstate 49 terminates here as we get up towards Bentonville, Arkansas. But this is further to the north, not including you folks in the Quad City region in northwest Arkansas. I mean, we're talking Bella Vista and Sulphur Springs. This is vastly populated area. But I will point out that a lot of what you're seeing here is Bella Vista it's a census designated place. It's not like a traditional city. A lot of the homes are spread out. There's lakes around here, and again, looks like that tornadic circulation is tracking towards Sulphur Springs along State Highway 59. Looks like it'll track, the way things are looking, tracking towards Highway 71 in southern Missouri, just south of Jane, by 421, somewhere around that time. It could be sooner, it could be later, by a couple minutes, give or take a few minutes. But again, looks like the way things are tracking, it looks like, that cell is definitely recycled, or the low-level shear has developed. The rotation is intensified with that. So just looking at these, just comparing the earlier scan and now the way things are looking at, I'm looking at the Springfield, Missouri radar still, but I know this is part of Tulsa's county warning area still, northern Benton County in Arkansas. And that rotation has intensified. I think the Springfield, Missouri radar is getting a better glimpse of, the velocity returns with that. So, I mean, that could be 60.
Yeah, no hail with that one.
Yeah, I mean, that normally when
I'm looking for debris.
Or like 50 or 50 knot shear or more, that's developing into something that's tornadic, that translates to, wind speeds you would normally.
All right, we still got that one tornado warning. Still looking for some. All right, one tornado warning has got canceled, so that's getting good. But still, Joplin under a tornado warning here at about 4:15. No confirmed report of what?
yeah, again, we're going to be watching
the rotation
that low level shear fairly close. Yeah, I mean, there's still darker green against much lighter green. So, I mean, I'm interested to see if there's any inbound velocities that or I mean, no, that's Tulsa. So Springfield, Missouri, all of that winds are outbound. But if the storm slows down a bit, you will see some inbound velocity. So, I mean, that could be surface-based updrafts, or there could be a window for some of that to form. And if that updraft weakens a bit,
that's what I'm getting kind of worried about.
Send a lot of that air that's rotating near the middle of the storm. It could be near the base, and then that would definitely increase the base level rotation that you're likely seeing with that cell. Yeah, I will turn things over to you and JD. I got to step out for work here in a minute, but we'll keep you posted and updated, and we will.
All right, Keith, what are you actually seeing on your thing? Still there? All right, look at this tornado wind that still goes in effect about 4:15. What?
Can hear me? You're not. I'm still.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear you. It still looks like there's some rotation right there.
I don't know if it's me or what. Yeah. You do know green. You know green is going towards and red's going away, right?
Yeah, I know that. I do.
Yeah.
Radar indicated tornado still there, and that's still one from Joplin.
Joplin, we might have a second Joplin tornado.
The green's still there.
Yeah, I'm seeing some. If you would, I'm not saying you have to, but if you would you put all my radar image after enter?
Yeah, I can see it. Where's yours at? Oh yeah, here it is. If it comes up, if it does or not.
So this is, most people know this, but this is every English location. This is how people read radar super signatures here.
I'm trying to find your radar, and I don't know why it's not coming up.
Do you think it's getting pretty close? I mean, do you think they almost look?
You're cutting out.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's not feeling. Oh, why I'm down?
Right, that storm still is like in Missouri. It's looking at the
You can just use your radar if you want. I'll use my iron.
rotation. Yeah, that's what we'll use mine. It looks like that one's getting ready to pop off. Looks like soon. All these will expire just in a little bit, and hopefully we won't have any more for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the wind shear over here. Trying to find the wind shear. I find it. But yeah, you do know we got. That's what's kicking the tape. Right, JD?
What? What'd you say?
I said you do know we got a low pressure system moving in.
Yeah, I know. Take a look at this one down here. Runs to 430. Pull up the tool we use to see have any debris, and does it look like it's going to. Well, there's something maybe came down earlier,
Yeah.
but looks like these are all radar indicated tornadoes so far.
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull up. You know where my uh warnings hit. Just a bit more MS without it glitching out on me.
Rotation there. So the Benton County storm runs in effect at 4:30, and these are getting ready to and the rest of these warnings are getting taken down soon. Once these go off, about in a little bit, then I'll probably end the stream in a
Yeah.
little bit when these warnings expire. Probably when all the 415 ones will, because the rest of these I'm not getting any reports
Yeah.
of. Do one more time.
This is also mainly the rest of the stuff is moving out of Missouri and then getting up in the Illinois area.
Well, I don't think I think our atmosphere is a little unstable for that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it'll probably disintegrate after it hit Missouri because it goes past Missouri because it's gonna. I mean, it might not because it went down. It was the cell went down, but then it gradually went back up.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I gotta get my
Well,
I gotta get my station set up. I'm not saying nothing on Radar Omega yet. I got a couple of people that are heading our way.
all right. Still looking at this.
Yeah, it's going
They
at
just canceled
25
one
miles an
tornado
hour.
right now.
All right, which one was that?
Oh, the one over here. They just keep
Oh,
canceling them because I think the winds are getting weaker every minute. velocity one more time and look at stuff. It's like the green's going. Most of all those are green.
Yeah, it's going towards the radar. It's moving.
Well, since these warnings are not, looks like they're not going to be, I mean, they kind of weakening a lot. I'm going to go off here for a quick break, so, I mean, we'll come back on if it gets too bad, okay?
Yeah, all right.